What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and some people have accused me of being the man that saved the world, which is what this movie's title is. So, I thought the movie was about me, and when it wasn't, I was deeply disappointed. I thought I had earned my own documentary by now, but apparently not. So I have to keep working on saving the world so that I can get my own documentary called The Man That Saved the World. This is produced by Peter Farrelly and Danny McBride, who seem like two obvious choices to produce this film. As a matter of fact, I was watching this film and I was like, I think the only reason Danny McBride signed on to produce this is because he wants to be in the movie adaptation of this, which I feel like is happening. There's no way Danny McBride is not working on either turning this into a TV show or a movie right now. Whether he is admitting to it or not, it's in his head. I totally see it being on brand for him. This is absolutely happening. So it's a documentary, sort of, directed by Peter Anthony, I believe. We're gonna go with that. And I got an early screening of it, and it's definitely a light in the middle of a dark Oscar season. Like, we're gonna get a whole bunch of um, sort of depressing Oscar documentaries looking for, their time in the sun and to be, did you know about this terrible thing that's happening over here in this place that you didn't know about? Well, now you do. So that's every Oscar season. I always feel like I learn about things that are happening. And with this one, you'll learn about something you didn't know something about, but at least it's not like the end of the world. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not. Man, I kind of want everybody. Do I tell you what the movie's about, or do I, like, what do I share? Because I kind of knew what the movie was about when I clicked on it, but discovering the film is so interesting. So, my thoughts, my edited thoughts on this film. So it's about a guy who is this regular, like, American bred, typical white savior guy who believes that he's this prophet who is supposed to unite the indigenous tribes of South America together, bring them together, and save, the Amazon and save the world. Eventually, that he'll unite everybody. That there's this great ancient prophecy that talks about him and how he's coming in, and the film absolutely sells you on it as being like, well, this is the thing. And to see a lot of the similarities that are drawn, you're like, oh my God, is it true? Is this the guy? Or is he crazy? And that's kind of where the film has fun, is in the, if you take it at face value and you accept everything for what it is, what does it all mean? The director does his due diligence and has somebody do a background check on him, and to see if any of this, if any of the stuff that he's saying are lies. I mean, it's all there, because it's one of those things that as soon as you're told it, you're like, well, this can't be true. there, there can't be any basis in this at all. There's no reality to it. But as the movie moves forward, you kind of see things, and things happen, and you're like, I don't understand. And there are people who believe him, and he interacts with indigenous cultures, and seems to represent people, and people just know him. It's very interesting. It's very weird, and I definitely recommend it. I don't know that it's going to change your life. I don't know that it's a life-changing documentary, but if you're in the middle of some of these documentaries that are coming out later this year that are about the wars and the terrible things that have happened in the world, and you just want something to just go, well, that was fun and interesting, and I'm not clinically depressed afterwards. I think this is the documentary that'll do that for you. And very few documentaries really have that ability to do it without focusing just on a celebrity. Because we have those documentaries too, the ones that are like clickbait documentaries where you can learn a lot about one person and their life and why they're amazing at whatever it is that they do and why they're a goat or a legend or whatever. So we've had a whole bunch of those. And obviously they're not nearly as soul-crushing and depressing as other films. True. But then you have films that are just delightful. I saw a film at Tribeca called Just Sing, which was just upbeat and fun and about, college a cappella. And I remember at the time thinking to myself, this has no chance in hell, but man, this needs to be picked up by a streaming service just to bring people joy. And I feel the same way here. I'm like, can this be somewhere? Can somebody pick this film up and make sure everybody has an opportunity to see it? Because we don't have a lot of happiness and joy in our world anymore. Our world is not great. We need a man who saves the world. And I'm happy that this is being put out there, and it has producers behind it who are going to try to make sure that the film gets seen, and bring a little bit of attention to it. It doesn't have a shot at getting a documentary feature nomination. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. The documentary branch just doesn't pick up on films like this. It was weird that they even shortlisted Will and Harper. I was surprised that they did that. Here, I don't think this even gets a shortlist. So, but I do think it's really fun. I think it's sort of an excellent, quirky documentary that I just had a blast with. There's no audio description that I'm aware of. I asked for audio description, I didn't get it, so that's what I'm going with. And a lot of times with indie documentaries, that is usually the case. There is a little bit of like non-English in it with these indigenous tribes that isn't translated, who speak some variation of like Spanish and Portuguese, because there were words that I heard. There was one guy who kept talking about listening because he kept using different conjugations of like escuchar, and I was like, well, I know what that word is, so I'm not too far off. I mean, I know that there are indigenous languages that are not Spanish or Portuguese and are like truly indigenous and like only maybe a couple hundred people or 1,000 people know them, but making it harder to translate. So that doesn't seem to be this. I enjoyed this, and I kind of want you to just uncover this movie for yourself. I don't want to tell you too much about this guy. I don't want to tell you too much about his life story. I kind of just want to tell you there's a white savior, and he might be a prophet of the indigenous people, and you're going to have to discover it for yourself. It's at least presented in a way where you're like, oh my God, is this real? Is this actually happening? And it's not presented in a way of like coming in and just snickering and being like, look at this guy. It's earnest. It is absolutely like, wait a minute. Is he the guy who's gonna save everything? Has he really been chosen? Was he really prophesized in like 1965 by this tribe? Is this all real? And then you go from there and explore the film yourself. So I enjoyed this. It is going to end up being sort of like a film of, it's going to come down to like, does it have sort of a consequence to it? I mean, if you look at the kind of films we've been giving it to, last year was like No Other Land. The year before that was Mariupol, and before that was Navalny. That's where our heads are at right now in terms of Oscars. So I'm not being mean when I'm saying this has zero chance. We're kind of, the world is on fire, and this film doesn't talk about it enough. It talks about it in a different way, but in a kind of a semi-humorous way, in a different area of the world. So something else is going to be the dominant force here, and it won't be this. But this is worth watching. Um, I just wish it had audio description. That's where I deviate, is because there's stuff that wasn't in English, and I always feel weird when I'm just like, I don't know what this is. I can't read subtitles. So, all that being said, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought this was good. I liked it. I had fun. And I think you will too. And I think that's the point. I think that's why people watch movies like this, is because in between all of the documentaries that'll make you sad, here's one that might make you happy. Or give you a laugh or make you think, whatever it is. But at least at the end of this, you're not going to feel terrible about your life. And you're not going to walk out of the room wanting to donate your entire life's work to charity to save people you've never met in some situation across the world. And yeah, documentaries can do that, but they can also do this. So thank you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.